everyone, welcome back to KO.
I'm Kiefer.
And I'm Ollie. Ow! I scratched my eyebrow.
So, Ollie, you're taking the lead on this.
Okay, so, as you know, it is May. And what happens in May if you're an artist? That's right, Mermay. I'm not explaining this very well.
Tell me what Mermay is, because I haven't done it before.
So, you obviously know that Inktober.
Yes.
And how that is a month with prompts every day. Just ink. You gotta do it in ink.
Well, yeah, that's why I like doing it.
Yeah. Right, so Mermay is basically that, just in May, themed about mermaids.
So every drawing's got to be a mermaid?
Yes.
That seems very repetitive.
Yeah, I tried to do it last year, I think, and I think I did about 10 days and then gave up. I've never done Mermay properly, but we're not going to do it today either. You know what we are going to do?
That was very misleading.
I know.
Oh, come on.
I know. Right, so what we're actually going to do is get a random generator to give us numbers 1 to 3, and we will have 3 numbers each.
Give you numbers 1 to 3, not 1 to 30.
Did I say 1 to 3?
Yeah.
Right, so we're going to get a spinner or just a random number generator to give us numbers 1 to 31. I said it right this time. And we'll have 3 numbers each.
Okay.
And each of those numbers will correlate to a prompt on the on the list. And we will have to merge them all together and do a mermaid each.
Oh, we're only drawing one mermaid.
Just one mermaid
With
based
the 3
on 3 prompts. Merged.
Don't know how I feel about that.
I know it could work really well, or it could be really tricky.
It can also be some amalgamation of...
Yeah. So I'm quite intrigued to see how this turns out. It might be a complete fail or a really cool thing. We will. There's only one way to know, and that is to do it. So press generate. 18. Okay.
Okay. 18, 26, and 25.
18, 26, and 25.
Yep, I will know.
Okay.
Now.
Right. 23. That is my birthday number for in the month. You know?
A month after she birthday.
6 and 31.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Right.
Now what actually are the
I
prompts?
don't know. I'm a bit scared. Okay, so what's your first number?
18.
18 is abracadabra. No, I want abracadabra.
Well, you haven't got abracadabra.
I want abracadabra.
Carry on. 26.
Memory.
Okay, and 25.
Tsunami.
What?
Tsunami. Interesting. I'm so annoyed you got abracadabra.
I think I actually know what I'm going to do. Okay, Ollie, your turn.
Okay.
23.
23. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
Stitch. I hate Stitch so much. No offense, Stitch fans. I just don't understand the fascination about Stitch. Fair enough, I haven't watched Lilo and Stitch, but why is Stitch everywhere? Right, next one.
Okay, 6.
6. Sweet treat. Oh, mine are bad. Mine are really bad. You've got abracadabra. What's my next number again?
31.
Serenity? What on earth? There's so many good prompts this month, and why have I got all the worst ones? And how did you get abracadabra? You better do some Lady Gaga references. If you don't, you've wasted that.
I'm gonna waste it.
Anyway, we will see you after we have done this really soul-draining drawing. Jealous. I love abracadabra. So I'm all done with my little rant there about Stitch and the fact that Kiefer got abracadabra. You might be wondering what on earth is going on with this drawing. When I saw Sweet Treat, I took it as an excuse to finally draw Sweet Tooth from Moshi Monsters. When I was younger, I was obsessed with Moshi Monsters. And when I say obsessed, I mean obsessed. Sweet Treat was one of my favourite characters, and looking back now, it makes sense why. They're just this gender pink-haired clown, which I relate to on a personal level. I was listening to the Sweet Tooth Stomp a few months ago, and it just clicked. I was like, pink fluffy hair with a miles off stare and a face like a maniac clown. And the start of the song where they're like, Mr. Sweet Tooth? Oh, Mrs. Sweet Tooth. Oh, whatever, you can go right in. I just couldn't believe it. Anyway, I wanted to do that. That covers the Sweet Treat prompt. In terms of the Stitch prompt, I didn't want to draw Stitch, as I've previously stated, so I thought I'd just do like a stitched character, almost like a doll. And for the final prompt, Serenity, it's a very big stretch of this being there, but the background was supposed to be like this serene environment, but then I had to make it pink to fit with Sweet Tooth. So I don't think I put Serenity in there properly, but you know, I made this. I'm proud of it. I hope you like it too. Thank you for watching my time lapse. On to Kiefer's now.
Mermaids, often mistaken for sirens, are quite common in oceans, rivers, streams, and pretty much every large-scale body of water across the entirety of Terrestria. They vary in size and shape and colour, and there are numerous breeds and species that come to mind whenever someone speaks of them. But there are a few that stand to rival any of the other peers in presence, strength, and one can say magical abilities. The Corvillian Sea Witch is a breed of mermaid found in the shores surrounding Australia, particularly the shores overlooked by the walls of the Kingdom of Corvel. In its early days, the kingdom was a small offshoot of around 10 men, along with their wives and children, who wished to escape the hustle and bustle of the large kingdom of Sydney. They wished for a quieter life close to the sea, which brought them to the long-since forgotten and abandoned ruins of Queensguard. For a while, they used the ancient kingdom's shattered and crumbling walls as refuge, but began work on the construction of their own huts and walls, scrounging whatever materials they could from the ruins. For a while, they lived happily. The men and their families would spend the days building and fortifying the walls, and on the nights they would look out over the coral sea, watching as schools of fish painted the sea in all the different colours of the rainbow. On one particular morning, the daughter of one of these colonists, a 12-year-old girl by the name of Mavis Averill, came across what she thought was a large fish stranded on the beach. When she walked closer, she was enamoured by the creature's bright red, blue and orange complexion, and soon realised, to her surprise, that it was a mermaid. To this point, the people of the settlement hadn't seen nor heard of such a creature before, as they had lived too far inland. But what she was looking at was truly amazing, but it was also hurt, bleeding out from a wound, with the end of a harpoon laying close at its side. When she saw this, she didn't hesitate to run to her father, Deacon Averill, to ask for help. He too was enamoured, but weary and cautious, not knowing of the creature. Still, he reached under the creature, surprised by its weight, lifting it into his arms and carrying it to the nearest healer. The creature had anatomy similar to that of a human, which helped the healer greatly. Over the coming weeks, they healed the creature to full health, making sure to keep her partially in the water to aid in her healing. Mavis visited her every day, still stunned by her beauty, and the creature began to recognise her and the people of the village as friends, smiling whenever someone would come in to draw her, write songs about her, or just admire her. However, everyone knew that they needed to return her to the ocean. Mavis and her father walked down the rocky path to the beach where they found her, singing and happy, with the mermaid clapping along, until they reached the beach and were greeted by the sight of a large ship, its crew unloading the ship's cargo. From the tales of the creature, the mermaid was desperate to go back to the settlement, gesturing and tugging at the man's clothes for him to turn around. Instead, he broke off from the path and carried her into a cave, telling his daughter to wait with her until he returned. The cave had a pool in it that was lit bright blue. Glowworms clung to the ceiling and moss surrounded the pool. The mermaid was still panicking, but Deacon told her that it was okay, and if she needed to leave the cave, there was a tunnel under the pool that led into the open sea. But he asked if she could try and wait until he came back for his daughter. He then left the cave, not sure if the mermaid even understood him, but knowing he needed to get to the bottom of what was going on. What he didn't know was that his daughter had followed him out. Mavis stalked behind her father, not wanting him to see her, hiding behind the rocks as he made his way down the path. When he reached the sand, she stayed hidden in a bush. As he approached the likes of Carrion Vandergild, he was a well-known, well-loved ambassador for the Kingdom of Revellium at a time where Tybor was its king, which was why it struck Deacon as strange that anything would be scared of him. Vandergild was first to speak, asking whether it was okay for them to dock on the beach while they were looking for something. Deacon, already having seen that they were preemptively moving their cargo, only asked what it was they were looking for. He didn't see the point of giving them permission when they were already doing as they pleased. Vandergild's face turned from a grin to a scowl, and, as quoted by Deacon's daughter, he said the following: "Not that you need to know, but I'm sure you've heard of the Kingdom of Revellium. I have been tasked with hunting a scourge that has been plaguing the waters of our land. Do you know what a mermaid is?" "Nah, I can't say I do. But how do the issues of your land bring you to our settlement? Surely the issue can't have spread to here from your shores in the UK." The ambassador stared at Deacon's shirt for a moment, seeing the patch of wet that was in the exact shape of a hand, but then turned away and let out a nervous grin. "Well, firstly, a mermaid is a sea creature with eerily similar anatomy to humans. They have long fish-like tails and are covered from head to tail with scales. Their hair is similar, although not exactly the same, to coral. They have webbed hands and their eyes are pure black and soulless." He then reached behind his back, pulling a blade out from under his coat. "As for the second remark, you are very much mistaken." He shot his arm up with blade and plunged it into Avril's chest, causing him to cough up blood. "Your settlement is now an outpost for the new Revellium Empire." He was handed a bag by one of his men that appeared to be dripping with a blue translucent substance. He smiled and then walked up the path towards the village. Mavis, tears streaming down her cheeks, was forced to hide as he walked past, and one can only assume the mermaid was forced to exit through the tunnel, as he sent men into the cave to look for something. They left the cave empty-handed, meaning she must have escaped. Mavis had to watch in horror as the ambassador claimed the mermaid had killed her father, and while some were skeptical at first, they took his word as gospel as he held up the head of a mermaid, dangling it from its coral-like hair. They took on the leadership of the ambassador with open arms, under the impression that they were hunting the mermaids for the sake of avenging one of their own. The mermaids and humans fought, leading to the discovery of abilities that nobody knew mermaids had. They attacked using streams of water projected through thought and guided by their hands. They used bolts of water like cannons and were able to camouflage beneath the waves. If enough of them used their abilities at once, they were able to cause tidal waves and tsunamis just from a thought, and were able to wield it like a sorcerer wielding magic. This was a terrible time for the people of Corvel, especially when they found out that their war with the sea was based on a lie concocted by a man who wanted to cause a mass genocide. The Corvellian Sea Witch was a name given to the creature by the ambassador, and with no other name to go with, it stuck. There have been a few sightings since, but they and most other breeds of mermaid resorted to hiding beneath the waves, scared of humanity, with their numbers depleted and potentially on the brink of extinction. Whenever they are seen now, they are chased back into the sea by the people of Corvel, after realising that it was too late to take back the years of pain on both sides. but I have got it on good authority that Mavis has set her eyes on repairing the relationship between them and taking back the kingdom that her father helped to found.
So quite a lot of time has passed now.
Probably like a month.
Yeah, we recorded loads like in advance ages ago, and it's now very soon to this being released.
We are going to be doing reactions, but at this point in time, Ollie hasn't finished the drawing.
Yeah, I've been a bit behind. I have no excuse. I've just been behind. However, I feel like it's at a point where you can react to it. You'll probably be very confused. You'll be like, how does this relate to the prompts?
Yeah, but you're not going to really be able to point it out in mine either, are you?
Probably. I don't know. We'll see. Now, yeah, it's barely coloured. It's mainly just the line work, but I haven't even started the background, which is... The background is going to be one of the prompts.
Okay. I'm going to have to try and figure out which prompt it is that's going to be the background now, ain't I?
Do you remember what my prompts were?
Sweet Treat, Stitch, and... Sincere or something like that?
Serenity.
Serenity. Okay.
Okay?
Yep. Oh, okay. What am I looking at?
Right, so...
It's a ragdoll mermaid
So...
that has Pinkie Pie as a reference.
No.
That's what it seems. No, not Pinkie Pie. Fluttershy. Or something like that.
Right. Do you want me to show you who it's based on?
Yeah, go on.
Sweet Tooth from Moshi Monsters.
Fun.
I love Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth was one of my favourite characters in Moshi Monsters. I actually have a figure of them over there. You can't see it on camera. But...
You've turned them into a zombie. That is a zombie mermaid.
Kind of. It's like Stitch it, because Stitch was one of my prompts. I thought I'll like have it look like it's stitched together.
Anyone else would have done Stitch, as in the character, considering the films coming out.
Yeah, no, but I really don't like Stitch.
Fair enough.
I have something against Stitch. No offense, Stitch fans, but I'm just...
So,
you know.
Sweet Treat and Stitch. So, the background is Serenity.
Yeah, I thought I'll have it like a really calm
I can't
environment.
see that. How am I?
I don't know. How do you do Serenity?
How do you do Memory?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to wait and see, you know, because you've done it.
Well, no, I have. I'll let you be the one to decide that. Whether I've done it.
But yeah, I was itching to draw Sweet Tooth at some point, and I saw Sweet Treat, and I was like, I've got to do it now. That is my justification.
Take it, it's my turn.
It is your turn.
Okay.
I'm intrigued. So you had...
Let's see if you can remember.
You had Abracadabra.
You're really jealous of that.
Yes. Tsunami? You said memory a second ago, didn't you?
Yes.
Memory. Okay. Those are tricky ones apart from Abracadabra.
Well, no, and I probably still didn't do Abracadabra well enough.
Did you do Gaga?
No.
Then you didn't do it good enough. I'm
Calm
joking.
down.
I'm joking. Oh my god. Okay, Abracadabra. Says you like magic moving the water. Tsunami is the water. It's going into a red and all in it, says that's a memory. Very good. I am getting some Undyne vibes.
Great.
Do you see it?
Yes, I can sort of see it, but they will know before for you. I'm fitting it into my fantasy realm.
Ah.
It's going to be a creature well.
Oh, okay. It's exciting. I do really like that though. That's really good.
With a very sad story.
I look forward to hearing it.
No.
No.
No, you won't.
Oh. Also, this was a legendary charity shop find. It was amazing. This. Found both of these in the charity shop. Amazing.
So, is that it?
I think so.
So,
Please.
please, please,
So. There you go.
please, like,
Please.
comment, subscribe,
So.
all that amazing stuff, and we will see you in the next video. Which
What will the
is,
next video be?
how about we do another normal challenge rather than pop culture based?
Maybe a little Spopsy Doodle.
I mean, we have thrown the idea about doing something to do with a teaser that's come out recently, but that might be the video after.
Yeah. We are thinking about doing a bit of a schedule change with our videos, which is kind of fun. So you will get double the videos.
Hopefully.
We'll see if it works. So we're gonna stay with our Wednesdays, but also a Saturday will be appearing. I don't know. Appearing over there somewhere, I don't know.
So Wednesday's video is going to be an art swap.
Well, not an art swap, just like a challenge.
Well, an art swap challenge.
It will this week.
Yeah. I'm saying the actual videos that we're doing next.
Oh!
So Wednesday will be an art swap where we've both given each other characters to draw.
From our old work.
Yep. And on Saturday we will be doing drawings based on Indigo Park.
I'm so excited for that. I love Indigo Park so much.
Anyway, that's everything.
I think so. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you want to, and we will see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye. Covered your face again. Ah! Oh, my knees. My knees.